It's just going live now. Yeah, we're on. Cool. And 0 watches. Can only get better.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, anyway, it'll record and play for later anyway, won't it? So, this is Beer at the Barbers. Hope everyone's got a drink. I've got Siren Soundwave IPA. I don't know where can I put that. There we go. So yeah, the general idea of Beer at the Barbers is we just have a beer and a bit of a get together, a bit of a chat. We've done it about various things in the past, mostly like a bit of an update from us, and then some music, football, beer talk, whatever. And we've chatted about all sorts of things, cycling and whatever. Do you have a drink yourself, Aaron?
Not today. I'm on water just because I had far too many yesterday at the cricket. So I'm on water today. So I'm extremely hungover.
I'm asking you that before I've even introduced you. This is Aaron Marsh, everyone, from the LS11 podcast, and he's a regular client at Philip Nicholas as well. But he hasn't been today, as you can tell.
No. I've been in bed most of the day, Phil, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Oh, I'm too old for it. Too old. Oh, I don't know. Have you been watching that 100 cricket?
No, I don't really tend to watch cricket.
Fantastic. It was great. It was great up at Headingley yesterday. 100 balls, 6s, 4s galore yesterday. It was unreal. So, I think, it's not Yorkshire, it's Northern Superchargers we're called. We got 201 off 100 balls. So that's some fair doing that. Against the Manchester Originals, so it's a bit of a derby.
Does that mean we won?
We did win. We've both all out. We've both them all out. Yeah, they were all out for I think about 133. I think if I can remember. I can't remember. But we did win.
I wouldn't say I don't like cricket, but I've never had a passion for it. So I'll dip in and watch a little bit every now and again, but half the time I kind of don't even understand the scoring. So
no, it's nice. It's a nice.
Only here for the beer.
Well, yeah,
Sorry?
pretty much. It's a nice summer sport, but it's only one of the sports where you can actually have a beer in the ground and watch live sport, where you're not having to, go to you can't take it up. Like at Ellen Roads, as an example, you can't take a pint with you.
Just stay on the concourse, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's one of the only sports where you can have a few beers and watch some live sport. Yeah. In the ground, of course.
I watched the Army against the RAF at Lords. That was a good day out. And
I
had a Cornish guy next to me explaining what was going on.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I've already explained what the basic premise is. We all just have a chat, a few beers, about any subjects you like, really. I've got like a little list on my phone, which I'm going to keep referring to just to keep me on track. The beer, barbers and football, it says. So anyway, tonight discussing how things have gone for us since lockdown 3, because we've had a fair bit of news, and to be honest, it's getting a bit repetitive now telling everyone, and I can understand everyone's interest. So I thought, if I take this opportunity now to explain it to as many people as possible, then hopefully everyone will feel like they know what's going on. So for anyone who's lived under a rock for the past few months, a car came crashing into our shop shortly after lockdown 3 on the 7th, and worked out of spaces kindly donated by other local salons for a couple of weeks until we found our own space again, a temporary space in an office block. And we fitted an office out as a barber shop. And we've got a laminate floor down, we've got our chairs and mirrors put on the walls. And it does actually look a bit like a barber shop now. It's a bit tight for space. We don't have our own usual facilities. We can't wash the hair, etc. But it's okay as a temporary measure. I'm just going to briefly read out some information that I've been given from the insurance company this week, because it should help hopefully clarify things in people's heads about what's going on. So we were told initially up to 6 months, which would have taken us up to Christmas. But this week I've been told that the structural propping is currently in place, which obviously I've seen it. I've been in there a few times. The removal of asbestos identified within the basement is being undertaken this month. I didn't even know there was any asbestos there. Contractors are currently pricing the building repairs, and quotations are due back later this month. The repair contract to be awarded around the end of this month, and works will commence shortly thereafter. This isn't a long list, by the way. On the assumption repairs will take in the region of 12 weeks to complete. The current estimated completion date is the 26th of November. Yeah, okay, whatever. I can't see it myself, but it might. They'll be able to give us more information later. And also, there's other stuff in the email saying about once the engineers have gone in and had a look, they're going to get in touch with me for my input onto what's going to go on. For anyone who wants to know, when I took over the shop, it was in two halves, and we partitioned it off after the first year because it seemed like too much space. I can hear myself back there. I just suddenly got some feedback on that. Sounded really good. After I'd been there for a year, we partitioned it off because I was just by myself and it was too much space. And for the past 6 years, we've been renting the left side to a tattooist, James, who's been fantastic. But we've kind of grown a bit now, and we had a discussion with him saying, look, we might like to expand into that half, and this is probably as good an opportunity as any, really. So when we go back, hopefully just before Christmas, we'll be in both halves of the shop, and it's going to look quite a different place, hopefully. 2 chairs in each half of the shop, and we're going to make the most of the alcohol license we've got and create a little bar area. So that's where we're up to. Excuse me. If anyone's watching and they've got any questions about any of that, or if they want to ask Aaron any questions, especially when we're going to be talking about the football later, please do feel free to post your questions, and we'll read them out for you and hopefully give you some semi-sensible answers as far as possible. I do have some prizes for the best questions. So one of them is not beer, but one of these Rusel pint glasses. We've got a few of these, so we can give these away as prizes. Okay, we've got a Rusel travel kit as well, which I think has some hair wax and shampoo and stuff like that in it. And also a Philip Nicholas t-shirt. Let me hear you say woo.
Woo.
I'm glad you're excited, Aaron.
Can't wait.
Okay, so that's the update on our side of things. If there's nothing anybody else wants to know, if nobody's got any questions or comments. Oh, hang on, Mike's commented. Mike's from it's not Nevada anymore. It's the place further north. What's north of Nevada?
Oh God, now you're asking me.
Idaho, I think it is.
Utah.
No, I think it's Idaho. Yeah, I've got it right. Okay. Idaho. Yeah, it says a bar and the barber shop. That's awesome. We hope it will be, and we hope people come in and take advantage of it. Because at the end of the day, it's one of the ways people can support us is coming in and buying a few drinks. Okay, we've incurred quite a lot of losses through lockdowns and obviously this accident, and we need to kind of build ourselves back up again if we're going to keep all our staff in the job. So yeah, come on in, have a couple of pints. Anyway, shall we move on to the F word, football?
It's good to be back in. It's brilliant to be back in football, Phil. I don't know about you. I think, we've had a great summer with the Euros, but to have the Premier League back, I know the FL started last week, but to have the Premier League back on your weekends with full capacity crowds, it's going to be fantastic. And I think it's for Leeds, Phil, it's his first proper one, isn't it, really, where we can go and experience it. And enjoy it. Yeah, we can go to London Road and go and enjoy it, and Yeah, I'm buzzing for it. I can't wait. It's like Christmas Eve, isn't it? Really, it's like
It
Christmas
is.
Eve.
I was saying that to somebody this afternoon. As I was cutting the hair. I said I've known it's been coming for a long time.
Yeah,
But this afternoon's the first time I've actually felt quite excited about it, and I'm like, shit, yeah, it's tomorrow.
yeah.
It's great. Like you say, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve vibes, and and it's such a mouth-watering,
Cheers,
time
Mike.
for
See you later.
tomorrow. But yeah, it's good. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
So, looking ahead, let's start with tomorrow's match.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to go? How do you think transfers have affected both sides' preparations, etc.?
Well, to be fair, Leeds were never going to go and spend another £100 million. A lot of fans have said, "Oh, we need to have, a similar investment to last year." It was never going to happen because we don't have that money in the bank. So I think what we've been crying out for, and the missing jigsaw within this puzzle from last season, was probably a left back. And with Junior Firpo, I think we've solved that. It looks good. I've watched him a couple of times in pre-season. Quick, I think he'll link up well with Harrison down that left hand side as well. So yeah, it's quite exciting. And I think obviously we've got Melier, who's signed a long term deal. Bielsa signed his extension. I think we're well equipped for another top half finish. But for me, get to 40 as quickly as you can. 40 points is the magic milestone in this division. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we just need to take it one step at a time. And if we can go toe to toe with Man U tomorrow and come away with some credibility, unlike the last time, the result wasn't very credible, was it? Even though elements of the performance were, but if we can come away with like a really credible performance, I think that should set the tone for the start of the season. Then
absolutely, I think Ollie he's already got his excuses in, hasn't he? Saying, "Oh, we've only just been in pre-season. Our players haven't had longer holiday and all this sort of stuff." So I can't see it being another hammering, if I'm being honest with him. I think it'll be a close game. My heart says draw on this, and so does my head, to be fair. I think it'll be a high-scoring draw, this. But I think having the fans back there will be really good. And Manchester United's home form wasn't that great last season. Obviously, the hammered us, but it wasn't the best to challenge for the title.
no, and apparently we're going in with some amazing stats that have beaten previous seasons as well. Fitness statistics, etc. So I fancy our chances of giving them a good game. I'm not necessarily expecting a result, but
no,
0-0 tomorrow, to be honest.
I can't see it being 0-0. I was doing a bit with stats, LUFC stats. He was putting a couple of tweets out saying Leeds under Bielsa, I don't think they've always scored 3 goals in his 4 seasons or more at the start. For the first game of the season. So the odds are that we're going to be scoring goals tomorrow. But I think those players will be up for it. Let's be honest, they're going to be up for it. I think Calvin Phillips will rally them up. And for the new boys as well, for your Rodrigos, your Rafinhas, Firpo, they're going to really have a good taste of Premier League football, but also experiencing the fans. And I do hope that the fans don't get on the back straight away.
Them, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully, we get behind them and we don't start moaning, and when we go 1-0 down or whatever. You just got to be positive with this. And I think this season is going to be a really rollercoaster. I think it's quite an open Premier League this year. Obviously, Chelsea have made some signings. Man City have. There's a lot of money being thrown around within the big boys in this division. So I think it's going to be a bit more open. And I think, when you filter that down the league, into that top 6, top 7, top 8, it will filter down. Yeah, it'll open the whole thing up. I'm looking forward to watching Brentford after this, because they'd start their kickers off totally against Arsenal. But I think they'll be one to watch this season, Brentford, for me, because I watched them quite a lot in the Championship last year, and they're going to they're going to make a real good go of this division, I think.
I'm sure they will. I mean, they've got a very sort of attacking style of play similar to ours, so it'll be interesting to see if they can follow in our footsteps or.
I wouldn't say they're following our footsteps. I think, I can't see them finishing in the top 10. I think they can see them mid-table. I can see, obviously, Norwich and Watford going straight back down, as they always do. But, yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's great to have football back and, going back to the ground. What was it now? It must have been 18 months or something we haven't been. But, yeah, it's going to be good. It's exciting.
Yeah.
And I just missed out on a ticket as well for Manchester United, but I got a Burnley ticket this afternoon.
Oh, did you?
With that. Yeah. Scrapping for tickets.
I was just going to say, it's a proper scrap, isn't it, each time?
Oh, it's crazy. Well, who was it? Somebody said, I think it was somebody from the Square Ball. There were 30,000 people trying to buy Everton tickets when they went to members. 30,000 people trying to get a. I think it's about.
What was the last discussion that I had at work today? I didn't see that. But apparently, some techie kind of bloke figured out how to show how many people were in the queue.
Yeah.
And 31,000, something like that.
Absolutely mental. And I think, it is going to be that, isn't it? Scrap for tickets. Luckily, I'm a season ticket holder, so, I don't have that joy. But it's the same for away tickets, because I like to.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
You what, sorry?
You don't know what you're missing out on.
Oh, well, I do, because you get it with the away tickets, and it's awful, having to scrap for these tickets. And I think it's great though that the club's back. It's in the Premier League. Well, what's not to enjoy about it? It's going to be fantastic.
It's good that the demand's there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the demand is there, and obviously, in the next couple of years we'll see some redevelopment action at Ellen Road as well. So, but it's not going to happen overnight. It takes, it's a 3-4 year program, to kind of, resolve home tickets and things. So.
It's better than being there on a wet Tuesday night with 13,000, singing live supporters.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, we've got Crew in the what is it called? Is it I call it the Carling Cup. Still me.
League Cup.
League Cup, Milk Cup, Capital One Cup, whatever it's been. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how many fans go to that one, because obviously it's in the school holidays, and be interesting to see if it sells out for that. Obviously, the return of Luke Murphy for that one as well, if you remember him, coming back to us. And he's back at Crewe, by the way, so he will probably score the winner against us and get us knocked out.
Against under 23s, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It should be great.
If anyone's watching and they want to chip in, feel free. Give us your predictions. Give us your thoughts. Win a nice Rusel glass. Doesn't come with the beer, unfortunately, but I'm sure we'll find some somewhere. So okay, that's the Man U match. But how do you think about the season ahead? Do you think we've got a deep enough squad to cope with the season ahead? Are we going to be better prepared than we were for last season?
I think we're better prepared because we've had a proper pre-season. Obviously, we've had the Euros, and we've had, we're going to have, for the likes of Rafinha, who's been called up to the Brazil national side this afternoon. Fully deserved. It's going to be interesting because, for the likes of Rodrigo, Rafinha, Firpo, they're having a full pre-season now under the belt. So I think that's so important, especially as you move into a new season and developing that momentum, etc. So, I think we're going to do all right. You've got to take each section of games at a time. So, with our games, what we've got coming up, obviously we've got Manchester United, we've got Everton, Burnley. I think it's Liverpool, and then we're on an international break. So you've got to look at those 4 games and think, right, how many points we're going to try and get out of these 4 games. And I think that's how you've got to judge it. And I think that's what Bielsa does. I think he'll say, look, realistically, can set a target for in these. Obviously, he wants to win every game, because that's what he's driven that way. But for me, just judge it in each little section, really, because, I think the season that we're going to have, obviously we've got the second season syndrome, which will be whirling around. I think, we should be looking at taking 7 points from these first 4 games. If we can try and get a draw, a home win, I think, is important for us, your first home game of the season. And then obviously, I think we'll absolutely annihilate Burnley. And then Liverpool, again, it's at home, so you're expecting to make it a bit of a fortress. It was interesting. I was listening to West Yorkshire Sport at 6, and they said that there's been a study about home advantage has gone literally over the last 18 months, has gone out the window. Yeah. So it'd be good to kind of get that back as well. But yeah, it is. But for Leeds, though, I think, realistically, if we can finish mid-table again and then push into that top 6, that's the next goal, isn't it, Phil, really? You just want to get into that. I think with Bielsa as well, he'll want to keep them going. He won't want 9th or below, won't be an option for him. I think he'll want to go for 8th, 7th. And a lot of people are tipping us for Europa League qualification as well.
Yeah, I would take that. I would still take 9th, to be honest, as a second season.
I'll take 17th. I'll take 17th.
As long as we can stay ahead of that curve to be over the 40-point mark throughout the season, then I think people will generally be happy. You'll never please everybody, obviously, but
no. Yeah, I think if we get to that 40-point mark as quickly as you can, if you get to 40 points come March, you can then start thinking, where are we going to finish in the league? But you've got to remember, we finished really strongly last season. And I think going into the next season, that's so, that momentum is so strong. I think we saw it with Sheffield United, didn't we, last year? When they returned last year, I don't think they won a game, I think they won one game out of the last 11 or whatever it is towards the end of, not the season just gone, but the one before that with COVID the first time. And then it moves into the next season, where you haven't got that momentum to go forwards and pick up points. So, yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for momentum, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think, we finished so strong last year. Why can you not continue that in this season? For me, though, I'd like a good cup run this year because I don't think we've had one for a while, have we?
No, it'd be nice, but I don't think Bielsa shows any interest in cups.
No.
It's a shame because the fans really, really enjoy it. It's a nice distraction from the league, especially if you're toiling away mid-table. If you can get a good cup run together, it gives you something else to look forward to, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think, if we can, not the bloody Carling Cup, though. I'm not interested in that one. For me, the FA Cup, old school, that's the one you really want to be going for, really. And obviously, we've got the Papa John's Trophy for the kids. I think that'd be quite a good one for us to really, have a go out with it because we've signed some really decent kids who are coming through as well. So, you look at Somerville, you can see him playing in that. We've got, we've signed Lewis Bate, from Chelsea. We've got a really good close net of under 23 players. So it'd be interesting to see, interesting to see how they go.
Jane says the subtitle said Beyonce instead of Bielsa. I can't see any subtitles. I don't know
why they've come up on my.
I don't know if she's come up. She must have automatic subtitles coming up, and
Beyonce doesn't show any interest in cooking.
I can't see Bielsa going up and down the touchline putting a ring on it.
No, no, not at all. So, but what do you think for the picture? What do you think for the season, Phil? What are you thinking?
I think we'll just have a nice, steady, solid season. I don't see us setting the world alight. I think we'll have some good games. We'll still put in some good performances, and occasionally we'll let ourselves down. I don't think we'll finish in the bottom half. I'd take 9th again to 8th and 9th. I think that would be a good season.
Yeah, it's that step up, isn't it? It's
yeah. Because obviously everybody wants to see some improvement each season, don't they? So there's expectation at every club, and I don't think anyone's really got the right to expect their club to improve more than everyone else's. Unless you're spending 100 million on a player, then you tend to kind of expect something for that.
And I think, that's why I think, we'll see that domino effect now filter down to down to the other Premier League sides, because obviously, Villa have spent heavily with their investment from Grealish, and you'll start to see, like Chelsea, they will have to start raising funds because, I think it's about, 97 million spent on Romelu Lukaku.
It's a big hole in the finances, isn't it?
Yeah, to re-sign him as well. And there's strong rumours, obviously, with Harry Kane going to Man City for about 150 million. And you just think it's just...
Crackers.
It's mental. But again, the financial fair play, I've seen UEFA today going to rip the whole thing up and start again. So, we'll see. It's not working. So there's clearly loopholes, which they're getting away with it. But, Leeds aren't going to sign 70 million, 80 million pound worth of players because we're not at that level. It's the same with Liverpool. They're not at that level yet. That they'll spend 50 on a player, but they won't go much further.
When clubs do start spending that amount of money, you're just wondering how long it's going to be before it blows up in the face.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, well, that's it with us, and I have to say, with the fan base, obviously through LS, we get a lot of comments saying, "Oh, we need to spend this. We need to. Why can't we spend 100 million again?" And we can't. Not when you're trying to redevelop Ellen Road. Yeah, exactly. You're going to redevelop Ellen Road, so you can go and sit in the stand. You can go. It's not gonna. It'll be a long. It's a long process. I can see us, not this year. I think the next couple of years, I can see us selling players for a good 60, 70 million, and I think that's good business. But I think that's the process that we're going to go on.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want to sell anybody, but naturally, we're going to have to because Calvin Phillips, he will eventually move on to a big club, Real Madrid. But again, this is the thing.
There's not many one club players these days, is there?
No, and the thing is though as well. Well, Spanish football in particular is broke. It's got no cash. So, it's the Premier League, which is really has got the big money at the moment. But I can't see, he will eventually go for 80 million. But if Grealish can go for 100 million, Phillips can go for at least 200 million, can't he?
201.
But yeah.
A lot to look forward to. Where are you watching it?
I'm off to my brother's tomorrow to watch it. So yeah, it's got that BT Ultimate. Is it BT Ultimate or something? It is. I don't know what it is, but it's in like this high super definition or something. So looking forward to watching it. And then obviously next week back at Ellen Road for the first time in 18 months. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Are you going as well?
Yeah, we're going to the Dragon first.
Right.
Because Josh is coming up from South Wales.
Yeah.
So the missus is coming along, not to the match, she's not a member, but she's going to come along to the Dragon and we're going to have a bite to eat together so she can see him. She can see her big galoot of a son.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. Yeah, it's going to be
we're
brilliant.
going to take a walk down. So if you fancy a pint in the Dragon, let us know.
Yeah. I think we're doing some LS11 stuff outside as well. So
okay.
Get on. I think Alfie's going down with his camera and stuff and doing all sorts of stuff outside there. So, yeah, it'd be good to get you on there. You can have a good chat with him. And I think we'll be doing before and after stuff. So, yeah, it should be good. But, yeah, I'll pop up for the pint. Why not? It's football. Yeah, it's football, though, isn't it? We've missed it. And I think for Leeds fans in particular, obviously with COVID and, we've missed out on so much over the last 18 months. It's just going to be a big atmosphere into Ellen Road. When we go there, it's going to be brilliant. It's
going to be a party, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a shame, though, that we didn't get the trophy. Well, I know they did the trophy stuff, didn't they? But it'd have been nice to, present that to the fans. So I hope they do something like that.
Yeah. I think there might even be some drunk people there,
Well, I would imagine so.
I might be one of them.
No. But, yeah, it's exciting. And it's good to be back. Obviously, with the Euros gone now, the Olympics is out of the way. We can really start to focus on the football.
Yeah, and Jimmy says it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a fantastic game. A really good atmosphere as well. I just, if we could walk away with the draw, I think we could do all right from that. But you never know; we could go and absolutely smash them off the park, and that would be fantastic if we could.
That's the good thing about football, isn't it? You just don't know what's going to happen, and the anticipation is almost as good as the event itself.
Yeah, well, we know that Rashford's out for them. Who's the other one? That the Uruguayan, is it Cavani's out for them?
Oh yeah.
Sancho's going to make some form of a debut. He'll probably come on the second half. So, that I think we'll be up for this. Phil. I think it's going to be a good one to watch and a good one to kind of get involved. Get involved with, and it's going to be interesting. With how we turn up tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there'll be some interesting scenes around the ground if we do pull off a win with our first game there.
Oh yeah. Well, I think this is the problem with the Premier League. You can only have, I think it's capped, the away tickets. Leeds have just sold 10 times the allocation they're given.
Yeah.
With the away games, it's capped at 3,000 or below. When for the FA Cup game, there's about 10,000 there. So yeah, it's going to be some atmosphere, and those 3,000 Leeds fans, they'll sound as though there's 60,000 there. Yeah, it's going to be a good one, isn't it? Really, and it's just exciting to kind of be, it's back, and it's kind of come quickly, hasn't it? Really, it's just come round all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll round this off for now, because I know a lot of people, including yourself, probably are going to be wanting to watch this Brentford Arsenal match, which starts in about 10 minutes. Okay, so we've not had a great deal of participation, it's fair to say, but hopefully, we'll be back next month, and the people down at Amity Brewery said that they'd be interested in coming on if we could agree a date well in advance. So hopefully we'll have Amity Brewery, and we'll be able to sample some of their beers, talk about their beers, and see how well we've progressed on the pitch.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, thanks for coming on anyway, and it's been nice to speak to you again.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, and I'll have a catch up with you later.
You will. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. See you soon.